it's just left, right, is this the same? Is this the same as this? Yes, no. It's all we care about at this point. So, with eyes open, what I'm gonna be looking at, you find an area that you expect to be intact, whether that's the foot or whatever. We'll say the arm. I'm gonna go on your right side and go on your left side, and I just wanna know if this is the same as this, okay? It's already not. All right, let's find out. Okay, eyes closed. You always do this on direct skin, but just for the sake of C4, I'm gonna go not on direct skin. Does this feel the same as this? Does this feel the same as this? Okay. Does this feel the same as this? 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 So we would look at a lot of stuff. You can give a quick question. Does one feel more? Does one feel less? Technically, you wouldn't be able to find out because you don't know if it's one hyper or is the other hypo. No idea. But for you, which one do you, what's the difference? What do you feel?
This side, can you hear?
Does this feel the same as this?
This side feels less than this. I feel this one more.
Okay. So then we would look at how do we differentiate hyper versus hypo. When we do all our neuroscreen, if we did reflexes and all that, is it all hyper on the right? Is anything hypo on the left? Is it in the appropriate segments that she is discussing differences? Reflexes, and then myotomal assessment for the key muscles. Do those muscle findings correlate to those complaints of differences? So you have to make sense of each of them. It can't just be one thing and not the other. So for her, I wasn't even paying attention to which ones were different or not. T2 was fine. I think C4 was okay.
It was like
C5,
C5, or like
C6.
C8.
6, 7, and 8 were off. I don't remember 5.
But that was dermatome.
That was dermatomes.
Yes.
Yeah, I have a question.
Yeah.
Doing the slump test, we couldn't even like get past the neck flexion. Does that hurt her? Does that have anything to, like, would that have any relation to that?
It can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, C5, C6.
So then we go into myotomes. So that's 4, 5, all the way down to T2. Good. Any questions just on dermatomes? Same, different, simple touch. So myotomes, what are we testing for? Bring me back to neuro. Oh, you are moving, but what are we assessing with muscles?
Lower motor.
Tone?
Anything on like neuromuscular fatigue, fatigue and weakness? Yes, no? You were there. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know if I'm talking to a wall. I don't want to defend my neuro background at all. So fatiguing weakness is what you care about in your myotomes. So you're looking at key muscles. When I say key muscles, that is the muscle that comes out of these segments. When we look at that, your muscle can be weak. It's going to be weak throughout the range. Fatiguing weakness is when you have a sustained hold or a repeated hold, like so you do it multiple times, and it gets gradually worse. As an example, just lift your arms up like that. So if I push down, and just let me win, and it just goes down each time. I test it again. It goes down each time. She's just weak. That's okay. It's consistently just breaking each time. Fatiguing weakness, go back up. Hold. It holds. She does a good job. But then after I hold it for, let's say, 5 to 10 seconds, keep this here. Let this drop. That gets worse. Bring it back up. Now it gets worse quicker. Bring it back up. Now it gets worse quicker. It's fatiguing in comparison to the other one. So whether it's over a sustained hold or whether it's repeated, it gradually gets worse. So once again, weakness worsens, it's worse each time, it's just weak. Fatiguing weakness, it starts out strong, but then as you hold it, you lose it. Then you try it again, now it breaks even easier. Try again, now it breaks even easier.
What would that lead us to think? Fatiguing weakness?
Fatiguing weakness, and that's when you're worried about the nerve contribution at these segments rather than peripheral just atrophy type weakness.
Would it be compression or inflammation, or could it be both?
That one could technically be both.
So
That's
something-
what, all that just has to do with your associated symptoms.
Okay.
Because with the fatiguing, is it you like, your rationale, if it is fatiguing, it's a you think you're thinking something because is it because the nerve is not firing the whole, like it should continue to